All
Hi
right, hey
guys.
guys, Julia and Jill, we're back. We hope you guys had a great week. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about our why, like what drove us to be where we're at now and pursue Pilates, wellness, mental health, all the good things. And so we're just going to dive right in. Um, but I'm going to start with my why. So, why did I become a therapist? Why did I become a Pilates instructor? I think those are two separate things. But I guess I'll start maybe on the lighter topic of Pilates. And I know Jill is also a huge Pilates person as well. And so this is something that we merged on. We actually met at a bar studio. She was an instructor and I was just front desk at the time, but I think it just goes to show like how our passions have stuck together
Yeah,
and and how we were bonded over a shared passion, right?
totally.
And so anyways, okay, Pilates. I would say it stemmed from my middle school years when I did competitive cheerleading. I had never experienced that amount of discipline, strength, resilience, and like consistency. Our practices were a lot. It was in the summer. Thinking back, it doesn't seem like that much, but as like an 11 or 12-year-old, having to spend 3 days a week for 5 hours, it was like, I think our practice was like 2 to 8 or something. It was super
Wow.
long hours. And competitive cheer is year round. There's no break, there's no downtime. It's not just one season. It is year round. In the fall, it's more spirit side. When you're cheering for football games, you're also competing in regionals. And then in the spring, you have nationals, which is in March. And then you get 2 weeks off and tryouts are all over again. And then in the summer, it's like practices all the time because you're um, practicing to perform for 2 minutes and 30 seconds in front of judges, but it's like you spend all year long to practice to perform for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like that's all you get. Kind
Crazy.
of, yeah.
Wow.
Um, and obviously very physically demanding. I was a base at the time. I appear very small now, but at the time I was pretty tall for my age group. And so I was a base, and you're throwing girls up, the girls that are being thrown up, using a lot of core, having to be very tight, doing flips. You're never stopping during that 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like your body's going through a lot. Also, I love music. It was very musically oriented. And so fast forward, I in college I worked at another gym by my house when I was living at home, and then um it was a franchise, and then I got moved to the place in Santa Barbara, the Daily Method, when I moved back to Santa Barbara for college, where I met Jill and continued to do front desk. And all of that was like workout classes. So at the place I was, it was cycle and bar. And you obviously do it to music, which I really liked. And I knew I wanted to be an instructor. Um, it wasn't the time for me yet, I guess, if you will. And then um, when I was in Santa Barbara after I had already graduated college, I found Body Rock in Santa Barbara and became an instructor there. I took the instructor training and it was just so amazing. And yeah, and again, still musically oriented. I love it so much. And not, I guess, musically oriented, but like it there's music in the background and it's something that you can like endure physically. Still very physically challenging and still mentally challenging as well. um but that's why I still do Pilates, because I just like I like all the benefits of fitness, the endurance side, the mental side. I don't just do it because of the external benefits, like that kind of comes second, but it's just a part of my practice now. Um, and then therapy, why I decided to become an AMFT as of now, is in high school in my first relationship, a lot of things came out about myself that I was still learning about. And so, um, my therapist, I went to go see a therapist because I was like, whoa, like all these, insecurities are coming out. A lot it has been is being shown to light that I've never seen before. And I think in relationships, like that's what they are. It's like a mirror. You learn so much about yourself. Um, and and yeah, my therapist sat me down. He's like, "You'd be a really good therapist." And I was like, I don't know if that's for me." And then I read a book called 12 Rules for Life. It's by a psychologist, and it just really hit home. And I then decided to choose my major in psychology, and I'm here. And I feel like the two play in hand. Like I try to incorporate mental health and like breath work in Pilates in my Pilates class, and like Pilates already implements the breath work and like proper form, and it just all plays together. And so like I just think that it's all interconnected. Like we practice there to make us ready for the world outside of Pilates, outside of the therapy room, right? Like all of it is for your well-being and your health. And yeah, that's kind of my why.
I love that so much. Um,
Thank
yeah, and honestly, I think we have so much that we align on, and that's probably why we just like bonded so much like at the
you.
daily method and so early on because it really I feel like is a lot of the same. For me, like
Yeah.
I grew up with in competitive dance, not cheerleading, but I also from a young age have been dancing and pretty much like, did that competitively like throughout my childhood and then I really like just when I started I just like fell in love with the rhythm the workout I was getting but it was so much more than that it was also just like creative expression and I just really loved what I could do with my body like because of dance too like I just really felt like it helped me like be more in my body and
Mhm.
also just have like a greater sense of like self-awareness in my body too. And so that's why I fell in love with, or when I fell in love with dance, I just like did all different kinds of practices and workouts, I guess, that support like a dancer's body and like muscular like a dancer's build basically and so that's how I got into Pilates so I first started when I was literally like 16 or something for dance originally and then I fell in love with the workout it was just like so
Aw.
fun I loved that it was super controlled it was very um like simple but it was all about what muscles you were engaging and then how you were aligning in space and like the tiniest little change would make the biggest difference in how you feel and like whether your muscles, start to tremble or what happens in your body. And so I basically just like literally like fell in love with Pilates through dance and then obviously I was doing it for dance in the beginning to get better at dance. But then when I started college, I realized I couldn't do competitive dance anymore. And I still did a lot of dancing for fun, but then I realized I wanted to just like do Pilates for my like physical health and wellness and I was into running back then and I felt like running and Pilates and dance were the perfect combination for me for like a workout schedule, workout split. And so then I got certified. I actually like was like 1 year into college when I got certified because I really wanted to. So I started at the Daily Method, started bar actually, which was kind of a combination of dance and Pilates and fell in love with that. And then like I just went for a few times and was like, I want to get certified. This is so fun. I want to learn more. And then I really wanted to like master the practice too. And so I felt like if I did the certification, that would help me a lot. And I also wanted something as like a part-time job in college that would keep me healthy and happy and connect me to the right people. And honestly, it so did because I met like some
Oh,
of my best friends through
oh,
Pilates, literally. It's crazy. And then yeah, so that's kind of how I got into Pilates and then have been teaching ever since. And I really just love how it makes me feel. I love moving to the music, a little bit like you said, like just that there is a rhythm and that you are working with the music and it's not just like it's a little bit more coordinated than other workouts, I'd say, which I really like. And then, yeah, it just teaches you so much about your body and your posture and what muscles to engage. And, I just really genuinely enjoy the workout. And that's why I wanted to, why I started our Pilates business. And then also, um, why I keep doing it on my own too, because I just feel like it's
you still
something
do
that
both.
everyone can benefit from and you can do it for the rest of your life. My grandma, who's like 87, she does Pilates every single day, and I
Gosh,
swear, like, it's what keeps her like
I love
super
it.
healthy and her body in great shape and her mind as well. So, yeah, that's kind of my story with Pilates. And then with the rest of what I've done with my studies, I did neuroscience for my undergrad degree, and then I just finished a master's in public health. And I guess I really got interested in neuroscience and mental health when I started meditating when I was 16. I was in Santa Barbara and I went to this yoga class, started going to this yoga class, and he introduced me to meditation, the yoga teacher. And I just like started doing the practice on my own and in class, obviously, like after class, we'd always have a meditation. And I really felt the difference in my mind and like my mental health. And also, just like felt like it connected me more to my true self and like, um, my purpose and my passions. And so that's kind of what got me interested in neuroscience, actually, because our yoga teacher back then, he recommended this book called Buddha's Brain, and it was written by these UCLA professors. And it was about the neuroscience of Buddha's brain and like basically the neuroscience of spirituality and mental health and like how what we do shapes our brain and how we can improve our own mental health and physical health through these practices. And then I started doing them, felt the shift so much in my own experience that I just felt like, okay, I need to learn more about this. And I just felt happier and more connected to myself and more connected to my body as well. And so that's kind of what got me started with all this. And then it's just been a big journey since. And I guess like a journey of getting to know myself on a deeper level too, like you said, like the subconscious layers of myself and like just a journey of growth and becoming ultimately, like I think it's always about becoming a better version of yourself for
Yeah.
yourself and others, and also like letting go of the ego a little bit and like being able to really connect to our truth and surrender that. And so, yeah, I just feel like with neuroscience, I've learned so much about how our habits, our behaviors, our practices, our conversations shape our mental and physical health. And then also wanted to take it a step further with my master's in public health and learn more about like how we can actually integrate that into our healthcare system, which right now it's not great, and
No.
how we can use that information to actually change people's lives and make it, better and help them change their behaviors and help them change their health for the better. So yeah, that's a little bit about my story, I guess, with all this.
Wait, I actually didn't know that. Like
I didn't
about
know
the
everything about yours either.
Okay, well, we're both learning about each other here.
I love
I
it.
I feel like I've always known that you, what was your yoga teacher's name? Let's give him some credit.
Mike Lewis.
Okay. And was that like Fit Buddha or
No, it was actually the beach yoga. I don't know if you've ever been. He does beach yoga at Let
I
Better.
so that's a really
Yeah.
cool drill.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because like, yeah, it's such a small thing that I did that had such a big impact. But it really just, I think the big thing was it connected me to my
To you.
internal world. Yeah.
I think part of life is we always are wanting all these answers, and I think you just hit it of like it's all inside. You just have to be willing to look. A lot of my clients often tell me like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, yeah, you do. You just don't like the answer. But if you like, you just need to look in and be honest with yourself. And so, I don't know. After this, I'm gonna meditate now. It's something I preach and I wish I practiced more. And so, you're inspiring me to do that.
I love
And
it. Maybe we can do our next episode on meditation.
okay, yeah, I'm listening to the podcast about the vagus nerve too right now, and I feel like those two like are
That's awesome. Can you send that to me?
yeah, I will. You probably already listened to it, but I will send it to you. Um, I'm super down to do that. I use Headspace a lot, and I've obviously meditated before, but I love that. You know, like a lot of the times we don't need the extra cup of coffee. We just need 10 minutes of breath and
Yeah.
you're reset.
So
Especially
true.
like right now, I feel like you and I are both back to back super busy and we need it. We have to take
Yeah.
our minutes
Oh
to
my
just
gosh. Yeah. And it makes a huge difference. It's actually crazy what a difference it makes.
I
Even
do it.
just 10 minutes of sitting still and then like
Right.
letting your breath just like do its thing and like just activating the parasympathetic nervous system and calming down the like vagal tone makes a huge difference, actually.
Yeah,
I
I
did it
feel like
today for 10 minutes and yeah, I was like, okay, I need to get back into a better routine too, because when you're busy and traveling, it's sometimes hard to stick to a solid routine.
yeah,
But each time I do it, I'm like, okay, I need to do this every day and not just 10 minutes, preferably like 20, that would
yeah.
be good. But yeah, it is a game changer for sure.
And I think it shows in your life. Like I see you as an organized person in the midst of everything. And so I'm like, okay, if Jill can do it, I can do it. Like we're always going to have things on our plate. We're always going to have so much going on. And it's not I my chiropractor, one time I was honest with him, he was like, I wasn't doing the exercises outside of the adjustments that he was giving me. And he's like, why haven't you been doing them? And I was like, because I haven't been prioritizing them. And he was like, that's the best answer I've ever heard. And he's like, nobody has time problems. Everyone has priority problems.
Mhm.
And I'm like, yeah, I know.
It is
and
so true.
and so it's just like being honest with yourself because we wish everyone wishes that there was more time in the day at times. And so it's just like you gotta make it a practice and not do it when you're at a 10, but practice it when you're at a 3 so that when you're at a 10, you fall into your habits.
Yes, it's so true. It's all about your habits, I think, and like making things a daily practice and then prioritizing them as a little part of your day each day because
Yeah.
it's like otherwise you're not going to fit it in. Like you said, like if you're not going to prioritize it as a daily routine, then it's probably just not going to happen in your life. As sad as it is, I mean, with the bigger things, obviously, if it's a special event, that's different, but with things that move us forward and connect us to ourselves and our internal life and our purpose and passions. I think it really is about making those things a daily thing, a daily routine, because otherwise they just get lost. If you're not prioritizing them, they get lost.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's our why. Because without without Pilates, without the daily mental practices, we wouldn't be able to function in society as we do. And not to say we wouldn't be able to function, but we wouldn't be able to give into society as well. Like we have to fill our cup before we can fill other people's. And I think it's just like we prioritize health so much that we want to preach it.
Yes, practice what you preach. It's
Yeah,
so true. It's so
yeah,
true. And see, I think that is a big component of why healthcare is so poor right now is because people don't get to practice what they preach. And a lot of doctors are actually really unhealthy themselves, or a
mhm,
lot of people within healthcare, which actually it's like more of a sick care system, right? It's like
right.
you're just treating people when they're sick, but you're not actually supporting them in their
Prevent,
health, yeah,
yeah,
preventatively. And so I think for us, we care so much about health and wellness that we want to pass that on because it has made such a huge difference in our own lives. And both of us, when we started doing these practices and integrating them into our day to day, we just felt the shift. We felt better. We felt like our quality of life got better. Our health got better mentally, physically. And then you want to give to, once you really master that within yourself, you want to give it back to others. And I think that is something that connects us both, that we feel so much purpose with that and
right,
really want to like spread that energy and like give back to the world in that way because it's made such a huge difference in our own lives.
right. Agreed. Like we want to give it out because we've done it ourselves. And so it's like we want to be the help that we were looking for in that sense and like the example that we want to set. And so if you take anything from this, I hope that it's just, incorporating these habits into your system and um, searching for that, like which habits to choose from just to better your life. Like, even
Yeah.
if it's just meditating for 5 minutes a day, like you have 5 minutes, even if it's just 10 minutes of like core Pilates, 5 minutes of arms, like all these little things make such a big difference. And it's just about the priorities, it's just about prioritizing them. And it's all so possible on Peak.
Yes, let's go.
It's
Julia
so
is starting at Peak very soon, and then it's just gonna be the partnership you guys have been waiting for. No, just kidding.
possible. Yes, the partnership we've
No,
all
but
been
we're
waiting.
really excited because I think this is definitely so aligned with what we just talked about and both of our whys and our purpose. And with what you just said, I just want to add on to that, like being in those habits and prioritizing those things, it really also helps to stay connected to your why, like on a daily basis, which is why it's nice to like meditate or have some kind of practice that connects you to your internal world. And I want to say like your heart, your purpose, what lights you up, because those things then really give you the energy to show up and to actually do these practices too. So even just like that psychological mental shift of like, why am I here? Like, why
Yeah,
do I have to give?
like your purpose.
Yeah, if we ask ourselves that every day and keep that present, then that is so helpful in like actually showing up too.
Agreed. Yeah, it helps you definitely find your purpose and find those answers.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, do
Yeah,
we?
and then you can start to like, you know, better yourself and help others find that same spark or like those practices, like be able to pass it on. And I feel like for us too, like, I mean, we love other podcasts that we learn from, like shout out Huberman Lab and others. And we really felt like this could be something that benefits others in a different way, obviously, than other people are doing, but because our synergy is very much in like the health and wellness and like elevated living, like improving your quality of life with really simple things that you can do every day and that then like help you grow step by step every day and become a better person and become a healthier and more healed and more present person. Like we just felt like if we had a platform where we can share our insights, then that could be valuable for others too. Like, other people are doing with the podcasts that we listen to and love. So yeah,
And yeah, do you want to do a call to action or we kind
yeah,
of
let's
did?
do it.
Yeah. Okay. Call to action, meditate.
Yeah,
Join us for a
literally.
Pilates class.
What's
Um,
that?
I said join us for a Pilates class.
Yep, exactly. Join us
Yeah.
for our Pilates classes and then our meditations. We have a few on YouTube with the podcast. You can find them on the same channel. And then we're gonna start adding some more too later this year, probably later this summer. And hopefully have like a regular like meditation that we can share with people too. But you can even just sit down and it doesn't always have to be a guided meditation. Just like listening to your breath, like even just like slowing down your breathing for a little bit can make such a big difference. And
Yeah.
then just like, yeah, sitting and focusing on the breath, focusing on your body sensations, that can already be super helpful. It doesn't always have to be like a perfectly like guided meditation. Obviously, if you have access to that and if you um, like doing those and committing to those, then that's great. But if you're busy at work or um, on your commute or whatever, like on a walk, you can always just find that simple practice of like connecting to your breath, connecting to your body, and that already helps you so much. Like
I
shift your mind.
also really like Headspace. It does. I think there's a free version. I have the subscription version because it's just yearly and it's worth it for me. But you can also like there's Calm. And then I'm sure that you can, I've heard people just YouTube specific meditations like stressed about work meditation. Like you can just YouTube whatever fits your needs at that time and you'll find something. I personally like it guided, but you can also like once you practiced it, what Jill said, just focusing on your breath, counting to 10, like counting your breaths up to 10, really helps you get out of your head and into your body. That's like the what I tell people. And
Yeah.
and yeah, like we will be putting up meditations later. And yeah, I would love to do that too. So, but
But for
super
now, we have Pilates.
yeah, for now we have Pilates. Join us whenever there's classes all the time. I feel like there's going to be like 8 classes a week.
Yeah, we're
Is
gonna have more. We're gonna have 6 to 8 a week moving
yeah.
forward. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
then
then
hopefully we can build from there.
yeah, just keep growing and keep building and yeah, but keeping those habits in your day to day so that your day to day is easier and more manageable. But
hmm And little things make a huge difference. I think that's an important one too. And you kind of mentioned that earlier. It doesn't always have to be a full like 10, 15-minute meditation. It can be 3 minutes some days. It can be a 5-minute workout if you can't fit in the 30. But just doing something is going to make you move forward and it still matters and counts because sometimes people, especially if you're a little bit more of like a perfectionist, if they can't do the whole thing, they're like, oh, it's not worth it. But it does still make a difference. It actually, anything you can do, like even if it's just a 10-minute walk, if you can't fit in
yeah,
the full workout, like it's going to make a difference.
maybe you'll
Yeah,
see a puppy on your walk. Like you never know. Something that's
exactly.
to make you. I have a puppy and I've been bringing him everywhere. And so everyone's so just obviously I get stopped.
Yeah.
But maybe you'll find $5 on the floor. Maybe you'll find a puppy on the floor for
Maybe
your
you'll meet
five.
someone.
Maybe you'll meet some. There you go. But yeah, like just taking those little breaks for yourself. And
Exactly.
and that is why we do what we do because we would not be able to function without it.
That's exactly right. That's our why.
That's our why.
Yeah.
Um,
And why we want to do this as well.
totally. But thanks for tuning in, guys. We hope you took something from this podcast. And if you have any feedback or comments, please leave them and leave what you guys want us to talk about. We'd be really excited. Join in on the conversation. We love you and
Mhm.
see you next time.
See you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.